I expect... What exactly am I to write?
So, what do you think of Margrave Jobst, Bernard?
From what I've heard about him, I wouldn't trust him if he told me rain was wet.
I feel the same. It's never wise to trust a man who's turned his coat more than once.
Exactly. And I don't buy that business with Prokop. He double-crossed his own brother, and the rest is just his cover-up.
On the other hand, if anyone has a chance to oust Sigismund and keep the nobility on his side, it has to be Jobst.
Whether they think liberating King Wenceslas IV might contribute to resolving the dispute?
And what they plan to do about the god-awful mess in this country.
What steps they envisage taking to end the pillaging of Bohemia by foreign armies?
I couldn't have put it better myself.
Well, I'd also venture to suggest one more. What is their stance on that is, the initiatives of Margrave Jobst of Moravia and a large part of the Bohemian nobility? Whether they plan to take action against them or support their efforts?
You read my thoughts, sir.
So what do you think of it all, Sir Divish?
I think I don't know what to think.
That makes two of us.
If I didn't know anything about Jobst, I'd say he's right and absolutely truthful. But I've heard too much about him already.
Likewise. But I do feel he's the one with the best chance to put things right.
Well, we'll see what we learn from Bergov. If the League of Lords stands with Sigismund, then our chances pale, in spite of everything Jobst said.
We shall see. We shall see. So, it looks like you're off on a mission.
Yes, I can't wait.
I don't want to dampen your spirits, my boy, but watch out. These are evil times, and who knows what can happen along the way. Not to mention that Bergov is no saint.
Don't worry.
I know. You've shown you can fend for yourself, but do take care. You'll be traveling as Lord Capon's bodyguard. You'll be there to make sure nothing untoward happens to him. Keep your eyes peeled and your ears wide open. What Bergov tells you is one thing, but what you see may be quite another.
Rest assured, Father.
And don't get embroiled in anything else. Just hand over the letter, hear out his reply, and return.
Yes.
Very well. Bergov is at Trotsky Castle. I think you'll find it quite an eye-opener. It's one of the finest castles in the land. It's 3 days' ride from here, so unless you hit a snag along the way, you'll be back soon enough. Any questions?
I'm getting a bit lost in the Luxembourg lineage. It all seems a bit too tangled.
The Luxembourgs have ruled the Empire and Bohemia for almost 100 years now. Emperor Charles brought this land to prominence. When he was in power, things had never been so good. Wenceslas and Sigismund are his sons, but by different mothers. Jobst and Prokop are their cousins. They were entrusted with governing Moravia. But instead, they've been in a bitter armed feud for years. And now Sigismund's fallen out with Wenceslas. Wenceslas also had another brother, the youngest, John of Görlitz, who was most probably poisoned. They seem like a hot-blooded lot. It's hard to keep up with their affairs, since they tend to change their alliances from one day to the next.
Who is he really, this Jobst?
The cousin of King Wenceslas. He's the Margrave of Moravia. I admit I don't know what to make of him myself. Until recently, he was allied with the League of Lords. For a time, he even served Rupert of the Palatinate against the king. And now suddenly, he's reversed his position. I don't know what led him to do it, and one can't help being suspicious. It's best to keep a watchful eye on him. But he really is the leader of the resistance against Sigismund these days. We'll just have to see how it all turns out.
I'm a bit concerned so many people seem to think so little of King Wenceslas. You knew him, didn't you? What's he really like?
Well, there's no straightforward answer to that question. He certainly makes a great hunting and drinking companion, but he can be very fiery and impetuous when things don't go how he'd like them. He never had much of a head for high office. He finds it tiresome. But once a man's grasped the scepter, it's hard to let it go again. You can't just abscond. You've seen for yourself what happens when he disappears for a few months. Better a bad but legitimate king than a bloody war over the throne.
Who is this Prokop that Job spoke of?
Jobst's brother, the king's cousin. He and Jobst warred over Moravian supremacy for years. Then they were allies for a while, betrayed Wenceslas and sided with Rupert of the Palatinate. But after Sigismund abducted Wenceslas, Prokop fomented a revolt against him, and Sigismund had him captured. Politics. Make of it what you will. I, for one, can't make head or tail of it most of the time.
The League of Lords and that Berghoff we're off to see. Who are they exactly?
The lords of the powerful houses. Heinrich of Rosenberg, Otto of Berghoff, Heinrich of Radetz, and others. They're unhappy with the way their influence declined after Wenceslas surrounded himself with the lesser orders of nobility. They abducted the king years ago and made him bow to their will. They got away with it that time, and now they've joined forces with Sigismund and done it again. But now it seems that Sigismund's behavior is starting to rub them up the wrong way, so they may well be thinking twice. We'll see what Berghoff has to say.
I don't know all that much about Sigismund.
He's the king's younger brother and king of Hungary in his own right. 7 years ago, he led a crusade against the Turks and was defeated at Nicopolis. Some say it was due to the recklessness of the French knights, most of whom were mercilessly slaughtered. Sigismund is ambitious and capable. He might well make a better ruler than Wenceslas, but he's arrogant, and to our misfortune, brutal. Not long ago, he himself was held captive by the Hungarian nobility. They dislike him as much as some of the Czech and German noblemen do his brother Wenceslas. Ironically, Wenceslas joined forces with Jobst to liberate him, and now this is how Sigismund repays his brother. There's no doubt about it, God does move in mysterious ways.
Rupert of the Palatinate. That's a name I hadn't heard before today.
Rupert is the Prince-Elector of the Palatinate.
What's a Prince-Elector?
The Prince-Electors are dignitaries of the Holy Roman Empire who have the right to elect the King of the Romans, who would then be crowned Holy Roman Emperor by the Pope. Rupert took the title for himself with the help of 3 other Prince-Electors, even though Wenceslas had already been appointed. Some of the nobility in the empire recognized Rupert's claim, but when he went to Rome to be crowned emperor, it turned into a fiasco. Now he's doing his utmost to get Wenceslas to acknowledge him, but so far without success. So, now we have 2 kings of the Romans. Jobst sided with Sigismund for a while, but now he's switched allegiance. He seems to do that quite a lot.
That young man, Sir John of Liechtenstein. Why is he here?
The Liechtensteins are a powerful Austrian family with estates in Austria and Moravia. Sir John sits on Jobst's council. Since the king's being held captive in Vienna, I suppose it makes sense to have a powerful Austrian house as allies. It could be very useful.
That's about all.
Very well. Take the letter from Sir Hanush. And good luck, son.
That's about all.
I believe we have written it well, gentlemen.
Without a doubt. No one could deduce from this whether we are Sigismund's allies or foes.
I must travel back to Brno now, but soon I will go to Brandenburg and I will stop here on the way back. By then, Sir Capon should be back and we can discuss how to proceed.
Right. Before you leave, my lord, there is one thing that gives me no rest. Why did Sigismund come as a foe? It makes no sense.
If I may, sir, I think I can explain.
Oh, please enlighten us, young sir.
I live not far from Hungary, where Sigismund reigns. It is a savage country, and the constant war with the Turks has hardened the people. They need a monarch with an iron hand. So when Sigismund felt the wind of revolt, he reacted as he would at home. Only what works on the Hungarian nobles does not work here in Bohemia.
Bringing order is one thing, but slaughtering and pillaging with a horde of barbarians quite another. What purpose does that serve?
But Sigismund did give the Bohemian nobles a chance to take his side. It was only when they refused his ultimatum that he lost patience and took to the sword.
As for the barbarians, he could afford nothing better. The Hungarian nobility would gain nothing from joining his campaign in Bohemia. He didn't have enough coin for a regular army, and so he recruited the Cumans. What he does not pay them, they make up for in plunder.
But in the end, he didn't have enough to even satisfy the Cumans. That's why he raided Kuttenberg and Skalitz. He wanted the silver.
That makes sense.
My lords, how's the letter coming along?
It's done.
Then we can be on our way.
Now remember what we said, boy. All you have to do is deliver the letter, listen to the answer, and come back here. Don't provoke Berghoff in any way.
Provoke? Me? Never, Uncle. We'll be back in a few days. Farewell, your graces. Come, Henry, my men are waiting.
I wish you Godspeed.
Come now, Hal. My men are mustered in the courtyard. We can get going.
Ještě si já pohár vína zaplať.
So, can we set off? There was one more thing I see. We'll go on ahead and wait for you in the camp at Neuhof. I'll use the time for a hunt before we go. Very well. We'll meet up there as soon as...
Yeah.
Good people, come up close and have a smell. Fresh bread. And pour yourself a bit of fresh milk to drink.
Greetings. Take care.
Baked goods, fresh from
Carrots
the
and
oven.
apples,
Come and
picked
get them.
today to put a smile on your face.
How are you?
See you later.
God's sake.
Take care.
Brooms for your house, rakes and hoes for your field. What else do you need? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I got them from Uncle Peshek.
They're lockpicks. They're not really intended.
True, but at least don't get caught. And if you do... Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Down!
Yeah.
Whoa! Hey!
What the hell do you think you're doing? If you don't clear off quick, it'll be the worst. Look out.
Yeah.
The Lord be praised.
Sir, my investigation led me back to Skalitz. I just wanted to report to you, sir, that I dealt with him. He attacked me and... well, I got the better of him.
That was a brave deed, Henry. Thank you. I sent a patrol there some time ago.
Father, can I ask you about something?
Of course, Henry.
I thought since we drove Toth out of the province, things would be better. I mean that the roads would be safer and so on, and, well, that's not entirely the case.
Ah, the naivety of youth. Driving him out of the province was only the start. He left a lot of cutthroats behind, and they'll be sticking to their trade. What's more, as long as there's a war going on, problems like this will keep coming up.
Well, what can we do about it?
Not an awful lot, unfortunately. My garrison is a shamble these days. I lost most of my men in Skalitz, and what I'm left with after Pribyslavitz is hardly enough even to guard Kingdäm, let alone guarding the roads and patrolling the rest of the province. I simply don't have the men.
Uh-huh. I understand.
That is, I didn't have the men. As it happens, you've come at just the right time. Recently, I asked an old acquaintance for help. Sir Kuno of Rickwald and his mercenary band. The men who ride with him are a rough lot, mostly former convicts, but they're as capable as any squad of soldiers.
Excuse me for being so bold, but there's plenty of mercenaries around. Surely you can find a more... respectable band?
You have a point, lad, but I'd like to tell you I talked to Kuno because I trust him. But actually my reasons are of a more pragmatic nature. You see, Kuno owes me a favor, so he'll serve me free of charge.
So, you want me to join them?
Yes, but that's not all. I told Kuno I'd send him a guide. But really what I need is for someone to keep a close eye on him and his... Go and report to him at his encampment. You'll ride with his band on patrols and make sure they don't get too... disorderly.
Who is this Sir Kuno of Rickwald?
He's the last baron of the House of Rickwald, which became impoverished. So he took to the mercenary trade, like many poor noblemen do, unless they become robbers. He's certainly an entertaining companion, but as a mercenary, well...
That sounds a little worried.
Oh, it's nothing too bad. Just that now and again he needs reminding not to step over...
How is he in debt?
I did him quite a big service, actually. I saved him...
Oh, that sounds like quite...
You should ask him. You'll be spending quite a while riding together, so it'll help part... But one thing I can tell you, he seems to have taken inspiration from me. A lot of his men had their own encounters...
All right.
Excellent. He set up camp between Ratai and Ledechko. Good luck, Henry.
I will, sir.
See you later.
Yeah.
I'll be with you. I'm looking for Sir Kuno. Sir Kuno? Baron Rickwald. Isn't this his camp?
You won't get nothing out of him. You must be Radzig's man. I heard he was supposed to send someone.
Yes, Sir Radzig sent me as a guide. I'm Henry.
I'm Jakey. And this here fella, we call the Stone.
I can see why. What's up with him? Cat got his tongue?
No, more like the dog got it. The executioner's dog. When the executioner ripped it out of him. Anyway, you better come along with me. I'll introduce you to the other fellas. And the chief. These here are the Bearman brothers. Petter and Jan. They're a barrel of laughs, except when they're too drunk to string two words together. Like now. Don't get on the wrong side of them, though. When their blood is up, well, it ain't a pretty sight.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, I'm sure.
Never mind the fancy poses, Stefan. You're trying to kill the fucker, not teach him how to dance. And you, Dangler, stand your ground. Don't let him lead you round by the nose.
Sir? Well, sir, this is Henry. From Lord Kobler.
Ah, it's about time Radzig got round to this. We need someone who knows their way around these parts. Leave off with the bowing and curtsying. We don't hold with that tomfoolery here. Jakey! Where the hell are you sneaking off to? Go to the farm and get water. The lads are thirsty.
But I went last time.
And you'll go next time, you ungrateful pup. Get your ass moving. Snot-nosed brat. You pull them out of a pile of shit, and they thank you with back talk. Where were we? Oh yeah. We need a guide who knows these parts. So I hope I can rely on you, Herman.
It's Henry.
Right. As I said to Radzig, I don't want to carry any dead weight. We could find ourselves in some very tight situations where every sword counts.
I know how to handle a sword, all right?
I've heard a lot of fellas say that. They still ended up on the wrong end of one. We'll find out. Stefan, take a break. Dangler, let's find out what Harold here can do.
Sure. No problem, Chief.
Yeah, but... Fucker! Now, you fucks! You didn't fare badly at all, I must say. You can ride with us.
All right, good. Thanks.
Don't thank me yet. You don't know what you're letting yourself in for.
Sir Kuno, can you tell me something about yourself?
Drop the sir. That title brought me nothing but grief. But what do you want to know?
Sir Radzig told me the Rickvold family...
There's all sorts of ways to become impoverished. Nothing easier. Especially when your father's a fool. And your mother's mad as a bat.
Oh.
but it's a long and twisted story. We took our name from Rickwald Castle. You see, he knew the abbess there since they were young. Knew her very well. There was even talk that she only joined the order because her family wouldn't let her marry him. Anyway, whether he was fucking her right there in the convent, or he just took a lot of interest in scripture, he spent an awful lot of time in Tynitz.
Oh, you might have been after a bit of both.
Sinning and confessing all in one place. Well, I can see the convenience of it. Anyway, my mother never had strong nerves. Truth be told, her sanity was always shaky. Pa's escapades drove her cuckoo entirely. Then, one frosty December morning, I was woken by screaming and smoke. I looked out the window, and I saw my mother there, in the courtyard, wreathed in flames. Behind her, the stables, the farm buildings, and the tower were burning too. And she just stood there, shrieking with laughter.
Christ, that sounds like a scene straight out of hell.
Hellish it was, I can tell you. Me and my sister Adela and a few servants managed to get out before the whole place went up. I couldn't get to my father. Or my little brother. Poor lad was only 7. My sister and I were left destitute after the fire. But then my cousin, Adam of Drevich, took us into his castle. A few weeks later, he offered to buy what was left of our estates and sell me a small fortress near a Kovnik. It was a great relief. We suddenly had some hope of a future again. So I told my sister about it. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. A week later, the two of them announced to me they were getting married. And all that was left of our estates, lands, woods, villages, Adela was to get it all as a dowry.
But surely that was for you to decide. You were the head of the family, right?
Aye. Only I barely had 17 years under my belt, and I'd just lost everything. Of course, I argued with them, and that was the only excuse they needed to kick me out of Drevich too.
That's pretty harsh.
You're telling me. But I'm not complaining. As my pa always used to say, if you could turn your hand to something, you'll never be lost. I doubt it ever crossed his mind how often I'd remember those words.
What about your debt to Sir Radzig? How did that come about?
A twist of fate, lad. I was fighting in the hostilities between the House of Schallenberg and the town of Colleen. Some trade. In the end, the two sides negotiated a truce, and I rode to Colleen with the delegation that was to parley there. We stopped off at an inn on the way, and it was there that I met Radzig Kobyla. I could tell at first sight he was a man after my own heart. A likeable rogue, with a sharp mind and a merry soul. We spent the whole night drinking together and talking, and in the morning we set off together, with sore heads, but in good temper. Only, once we reached the city gates, they arrested me on the spot. Seems the burghers had it in for me. On the other hand, I was a member of the peace delegation, so by rights, they shouldn't have even looked at me sideways. And then it hit me why Radzig was there. Colleen is a royal city, so he was there to...
I see. So he was on the other side.
That's right. Anyway, they threw me in a dungeon, and a few days later, word reached me that... And I'd surely have ended my day swinging from the town battlements if it hadn't been for Radzig. He liked me, and he could see it was a dirty trick.
Lucky for you.
Indeed. I owe my life to Radzig, and I'll never forget it.
I'd like to ask about...
Ask away.
What about the fellow they called Dangler?
I've never ridden with a better man, I can tell you. He doesn't say a lot, but for that, he listens all the...
So he scouts for you?
Not just that. It's happened more than once. I was closing a deal with someone, and Dangler told me after nearly every time he was right. And the fellow tried...
Those Behrman brothers are quite a pair.
Indeed they are. There's no more mercy in them than in, well, a bear.
Jesus.
Oh, aye. They'd argue first about which one of them got to do the job. But they're as obedient, real soldiers, the pair of them. As long as they don't get too drunk. Then there's no keeping them up.
What can you tell me about Stefan?
Fletching? For one thing.
How did he come to join your...
Well, let's just say he was in the right place at the right...
What exactly happened?
Sorry, I'd love to tell you the whole story, but...
Oh, now you've got me curious.
Sure, why not?
What about that dumb one? How did he end up with you?
The stone? Oh, he just kind of...
Just like that?
Aye, just like that. We were riding from Olomouc to a castle past Kladska. You know how it goes. We made acquaintance with them, had a drink or two.
I'm not sure I'd be thinking that if I ran into you lot on the road.
We might have done some things I ain't proud of. But wayfarers are sacred even for me. Anyway, our fellow travellers dropped off along the way. Except for the stone. He stuck with us the whole way. When we were approaching Barsdorf, I ordered the men to get rid of him. I had some business at the castle, and I didn't want any strangers. Stefan tried to tell him nicely. But he just sat there, staring like... Then the Bearman brothers tried to get him off his horse. He booted Jan in the face and knocked him out. A man who can do that.
Weren't you worried about having a stranger in your band?
No, I figured if he can't talk, he can't tell.
What about Jakey?
Jakey? That boy will be the death of me. You've got to be tough on him, or he's good for nothing. But I'm fond of him.
Like a son?
I wouldn't go that far. But I've no family of my own. And unlike those...
Well, you're pretty hard on him, though. And the others keep him on his toes, too.
The boy needs a firm hand. I was like him once, and I got the same too. If we let him be, we'd end up with a third bear man. And who'd want that?
True. Should we ride out?
Aye. We ought to set out on patrol about now. Hope you've got your kit ready. I'd like to head to the north. Is there anything interesting that way?
North of here, Samapesh and Merhoyed are that way, and Talmberg is a bit further on. There's stables in Merhoyed.
I wouldn't mind paying a visit to those stables. We can go through there.
And from there?
From there, we'll follow our noses. Something interesting is sure to turn up.
Sure.
What a fine day, eh, brother?
Indeed, brother.
You know what I like best about days like this, Jan?
The scent of chamomile wafting from the hillsides.
Among other things.
Ah, like the rounded hills, rising, purtling, all soft and pink in the sunlight.
And the fertile valley below, spreading wide and inviting. The sweet aroma of honey in the air.
The sturdy poplar, standing tall and erect.
Aye, it reminds me of that day. That day when the two of us fucked Fletcher's ma.
Very droll. You make a stuffed bug.
Your ma's a stuffed bird. I stuffed her myself.
I can't smell any chamomile.
did you get to yesterday, Fletch?
Philadechko.
That shithole? What's to do there?
There's a fella there who runs a chumps contest.
Ha! He must have loved you.
So you played the gullible blockhead as usual? Aye, there's no fun in it otherwise.
What? I don't get it.
Fletch here likes to show up in some village full of blockheads.
Carrying his shitty spare dogwood bow like he just found it on some rubbish heap.
Of course, the dung grubber's take him for an easy mark and bet a pile of coin against him.
In an archery contest, of course. Mostly archery. Although there's more
Chief,
than one way to skin it.
think there's something going on
So
over
how
there.
much did you take them for this time, Fletch?
Well,
Let's go!
let's just say the booze is
Behind
on
me, and keep your eyes peeled.
See, Jakey? That's why we put up with the fucker.
Yeah.
What do you think we can expect this time, fellas?
Groschen, hidden in a piss pot under the bed. A nice chunk of beef no one there will be eating.
On account of it'd just fall out through the holes in their bellies, eh, brother?
My mouth is already watering, brother, and I ain't even touched it.
Poor old Fletch. Never gets to see the action from close up.
What about you, Dangler? Inhumans.
Jesus Christ, what a massacre. No signs of resistance. They simply slaughtered them like animals. Looks like it happened fast. They weren't even armed. What a pile of shit. I wonder if they found anything valuable at all. God almighty. Well, they can't be all that clever or they'd have taken the wagon. They turned the place over good and proper. Still smouldering. Whoever torched it can't have got very far.
The 20th piece of linen this month.
Kuno will want to know about this. Poor wretch. I found this shield in a shed along with a letter. Seems like someone left us a message.
Show me that. I know that crest. It's the House of Zul. A dangerous lot, God's truth. I don't think we'll find anything else here. We'll stay here a while, just in case. And you should go and report to Radzig what happened.
What do you know about these Zuls?
A family of impoverished nobles. They fought in the Margraviate Wars in Moravia. But what they're after in Bohemia, I've no idea.
I thought I could go and search for those raiders. They might not have gotten very far yet.
All right. It's always good to have an extra pair of eyes. We'll keep searching here for a while, and then head back to the camp.
Did you find any tracks?
Some, a horse or two. They rode off through the meadow towards dawn. They were avoiding the road, which is interesting.
Towards dawn?
Meaning towards the east. Apart from the mounted ones, there were some men on foot too. Well weighed down.
Oh, they can't move too fast then.
No, and what's more, they left a trail of blood. One or more of them might be wounded. Either that, or they dragged off some poor bastard from here.
Nice work. Poor creature. Hunted down like game. Looks like they carried away a lot of stuff. They went this way. Seems they met some resistance at the farm. What a waste. But at least I know which way they went.
Just need to put the heart in. That's what I've been telling you the whole time.
But you said Zol will want to see valuable, so I put them goblets on the top.
Zol will want to see groschen. And last time What's that? What have we got?
Who's there? Hey! You're dead! Come on then, poor son. Hey, what's the matter? Come on! Fuck!
You call that combat?
What's that?
Well landed.
Who's there?
Yeah! Is that the best you can do?
Oh, fuck, sorry.
Got me on the knees, have you?
What's going on there?
Is that all you've got? Bring it on. Bollocks!
Go ahead. You'll need it.
Here!
You call that combat?
I'll slaughter you! Go and weaken the knees of you! Come here, lily liver.
I'll have you. Oh dear.
You'll get what for. What's the matter? Come on. Is that all you've got?
I'm telling you, it'll be easier to carry if you put it in that sack. Put it...
But I'll have to take it all out again.
Yeah, that's what I've been telling you the whole time.
But you said Zoe will want to see valuables, so I put them goblets on the top.
Zool will want to...
Answer to my prayer!
You're
dead. Shit.
Is that all you've got? Call that combat? I'll slaughter you.
Fuck, I get help.
What's the matter?
Come on.
Is that the best you can do?
Take that!
I'm going to enjoy this.
Is that all you've got? Is that the best you can do? You're gonna
Come
cry
here,
now.
lily liver. Gone weak at the knees, have you?
You call that combat?
Bring it on! Volley!
I'm telling you, it'll be easier to catch.
What's
Now,
that?
You
Well,
just
now,
need to put
look
hands
what's
on
come
the
upon
body. Crunch up stuff on
Well, I
never have to think it out loud again. What's the matter? Come on! Bring it on!
You call that combat?
You'll get what for! Is that all you've got? You're dead!
Herr Gott!
I'll slaughter you.
What's the matter? Lost.
Bring it on!
Is that the best you can do? Gone weak at the knees, have you? You call that combat?
Take that.
Come here, Lily Liver.
Fuck!
What's the matter? Come on! Bring it on!
You'll pay
Gone weak at the knees, have you?
Is that all you...
You'll get what for?
Ow!
What's the matter?
I'll slaughter you.
Cunt! I'll have you. Take that! Oh, come here, Lily.
was that
Who's
noise?
Well now. Christ! Got weak at the knee.
Quitting?
Shit!
Ow.
Bring it on.
Here!
You call the...
Ha!
What?
Yo! You're done for,
Well, ended.
fucker.
You!
Ow!
Christ! Oh.
What the hell was that?
Jesus Christ!
Dear God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good off.
Yeah.
Red Beach, just this morning.
Great.
Good luck then.
bread.
Carrots that'll make you and your family happy. Onions that'll make you...
I'm at your... Take care.
Garlic, carrots, beetroot, onions.
I hope.
Good luck to you.
Baked goods fresh from the oven. Come and get them.
All the fields, my fine wares will brighten your every day.
Speak out.
What was that noise?
You! What the hell are you fooling about here for? Be off right now, or I'll fucking see you off.
God bless you.
Sir, I'm afraid I have some bad news.
Toth must have left some of his cronies behind.
Now, this is something else, sir. We found a shield there with a crest. A tricolour star on a blue field.
I know that coat of arms, unfortunately. It's the House of Zul.
There was a letter there, too.
Show it to me. Although I think I already know what it will say.
Here you are, sir.
Unscrupulous beast. Cruelty and malevolence. I challenge you to face me in a duel, defend your honor. An ignominious wretch. Well, that's nice. Signed, Hagen Zul. As I expected, old grievances coming back to haunt me.
This Sir Hagen wants to challenge you.
Apparently, he still hopes I will agree to this kind of outmoded solution to disputes.
But surely you can't refuse a challenge to a duel. What about your honor?
Henry, my boy, honor is a splendid thing, and it should be held in high regard. But in time, you'll learn that some matters are not so straightforward.
Like this one?
Yes, like this one. The only reason Hagen is challenging me now is that he has a marked advantage. I've served as the royal hetman for the last 15 years and become a courtier. Hagen, meanwhile, was fighting in the Margraviate Wars in Moravia and elsewhere as a mercenary. Which of us do you think would win a duel? That's not honor, but an abuse of honor. Commonplace opportunism. I don't blame him for trying, but I'm not such a fool as to play by his rules.
What happened between you and Sir Hagen?
That's a long story.
Well, if I'm to know what I'm up against, I'll need to hear at least the gist of it.
True. All right, in a nutshell. Several years ago, I had to resolve a bloody feud between the Zuls and another family. The Zuls were clearly in the wrong, but refused to accept my ruling. So, I hanged the head of the family, razed their castle to the ground, and confiscated their property. Ever since then, they've had it in for me, not surprisingly.
But you acted in good conscience.
Yes, although in retrospect it might seem excessively harsh. And it doesn't help that the other family is related to mine.
Well, what are we going to do about it?
You and Kuno's band will just have to deal with Hagen and prevent further mayhem. The longer he's marauding around these parts, the greater the chances that I'll finally have to succumb.
So you'd fight him, if it came to that?
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But maybe there's something else behind this challenge. Maybe it's Koi.
All right.
I'm sure you will.
I'd like...
Sure. Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to talk to you. Hey! With you.
What is it, Jakey?
The stone wants to talk with you, if you can call it that. Probably.
What ring?
Ah, no one told you about it. The fellas call it the Ring of Bacchus. It's a kind. Kuno gave us this ring. It's just a worthless bauble. But when we're at the tavern, Kuno pays everything for the man who has the ring. So we steal the ring from each other and try to trick each other. Well, actually, just the others. They won't let me.
That sounds like a lot of fun. But I don't have the ring, so why does the stone want to see me? All right.
Hey, one. How? Well,
how?
No, I could still.
What? What? All right.
Probably took you for an idiot. And you're the.
Jakey sent me.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you want me to get it from someone?
Mm-hmm.
Who has it? Jakey?
Mm-mm.
You mean Kuno?
Mm-mm.
Jan Berman?
Mm-mm.
Peter Berman?
Mm-mm.
I didn't quite... Is it Fletching?
Mm-mm.
Does Dangler have it?
Mm.
All right. How... Hey, I want the Ring of Bacchus.
So you come and ask me for it? That's a novel approach.
Well, you don't just have to steal it from each other. Why not play for it?
No, I don't play dice. But we can duel for it.
All right. Why not?
I'll wager the ring, and you put up some...
Sure.
Well, now it's something worth fighting for. So you... Come here, lily liver. I'm over here. Oh, fair fight.
I got the ring from Dan. Yeah, well, I suppose. Yeah, thanks to you. I'd been to...
So how did he take the...
Well, he wasn't exactly happy about it.
I can well imagine. I wouldn't...
He wants us to carry on patrolling the area.
We'll do that. But it will soon be too dark for patrolling, Henry.
Sure. I'd been... Well, he wasn't exactly happy. He wants us to carry on patrol.
That makes sense. Sure. Mount up, then.
Please, can we stop for a bit? My arse is aching, and I've such a thirst I could drink a moat dry.
Same here. What do you say, Chief?
Not to worry. We'll re-choose it soon. We'll spend the night there.
I heard they've got a peculiar priest there. They say he drinks like the devil himself.
There's nothing strange about that. Every other man of the cloth is a swill pot.
Or a lecher.
Or both.
Quiet. Listen.
For the love of God, help! Please, sir, help me.
Don't worry, lass. Nothing to fear. We're with Sir Radzig, in the manner of speaking. What's the matter?
These brigands came. The menfolk fled and left us there. They started pillaging the place, drinking whatever they could find and smashing things. I ran off, but the other girls, You've got to save them. Please, I beg you.
Easy, lass. Drinking, you say?
Aye, sir. They rolled the casks into the courtyard and started swilling like pigs from a trough.
Well, as our old cook used to say, if you want to make a proper goulash, you should soak the meat in ale for a while to soften it first.
Ah, let them get well soaked, and then go and chop them up. Good thinking, Chief.
But what about the girls? Those men, they were...
I'm sure your friends won't be getting nothing they ain't had before.
Well, unless they be nuns.
Kuno, the girl's right. If we delay, her friends will pay the price for it.
I appreciate your advice, Henry. But it's caution that'll keep you alive, not chivalrous deeds.
You promised Sir Radzig you protect his fiefdom, and that means his subjects too.
Come on, it's not like their lives are in any real danger. Hagen's men just want a bit of fun.
A bit of fun? Are you fucking serious? You know very well, Kuno, how innocent girls can end up after a bit of fun with animals like that. Well, I, for one, am not going to sit back and let it happen, even if I have to creep in there myself and try to rescue them.
Oh, all right. It's not the smartest thing to do. But let's go and tackle those fuckers if that's how you want it.
Good. Thanks.
Right. We better try and save those girls from Hagen's brutes. Let's go!
Whoa.
Who wants their back covered?
And best to take off your gauntlet first, so as not to do yourself an injury.
Still, it's always good to have your helmet well before battle.
Thanks for your valuable advice, brother. I'll watch your
What's up, brother? Heart in your mouth.
Jesus, what the fuck?
It's a sign from God, Petter. A foretaste of what we'll do with the liquid loot we take from the foe.
I wanted to charge you with the terrifying roar. No more wine flowing here. Everyone, to your feet! Move it!
They'll be shitting themselves. With laughter.
Oh, fucking hell!
Good work, lads.
So, where's those dams?
Hey! Mother of God!
Gratitude. Well, at least the booze didn't run away.
So grab some tankards.
Come and fight, night.
You want to have a scrap?
Scrap? Ah, you've nothing better.
Nah, let's...
How about a game? I'll lend you my dice cup.
Come and talk to us, lad. So you'll have some tales to run to Radzig with.
Always.
Well, that depends.
I've got a shield, a jupon, and a very fine... The shield's got the Rickfald crest, a nice piece, handles well. Then I've got this combat jupon. Not only does it look good, but it'll... And then there's this noble hat. It's not a lot of use on the back. It'll certainly make a big impression on folk.
From the sounds of it, I'll play you for...
All right, but what will you wager? After all, fine thing.
This...
That'll do me.
Come and have a bit of a punch up, Henry. A bruise or two will put some colour in your cheeks.
Come and have a laugh with us. You're too serious.
I can't wait to see how you throw.
Start making insults about your kin. You'll have a better fight with me than with Petter. No whiskers to tickle your knuckles.
Did I tell you?
Let me massage my knuckles a bit with your face, eh?
Or white she was, like she'd been rolling in flour.
Not afraid of anything, huh?
Bread she baked. I figured maybe she liked sweet bread, seeing as how she didn't eat meat. But who knows?
chance to show what you're made
Use your head, man. You'll lose everything.
I always took a role with cheap or faker. Like that time.
I'll give you a chance to show what you're made of.
Not afraid of anything, eh?
You'll have a better fight
Ah, come on, it's time I had a throw.
whiskers to tickle your knuckles.
They have no need to go around killing people. Except Jesus. Maybe they poisoned the well. But that one over by St. Bartholomew. We used to sit there every day. Notice that. The water stank anyway. The whole fucking
Use your head, man. You'll lose everything.
No blood, I promise. Or at least not much.
They're always so pretty. It's a funny thing. Because the mill hands. Now they were a bad They say the ugly girls jump into the
Come
mill.
and fight
Now you.
nicely, so I don't have to start making insults about your kin.
I don't know about you, but I'd go with one of them girls. I would. Young body. But experienced, you know. No fucking saint.
We'll just have a friendly bout. No blood, I promise. Or at least not much.
They're not listening anyway.
Ah, come on, it's time I had a throw.
Reckon you can take me on?
Come and talk to us, lad. So you'll have some tales to run to Radzig with.
If I was in your shoes, I'd pass while the going is good.
So I don't have to start making insults about your kin. We'll just have a no blood, I promise. Or at least not much.
Lived in a house on the roads and ran.
We'll see.
Then this other charlatan came to town. They settled on the other side of the river. He could
Come and fight nicely, so I don't have to start making insults about your kin.
started reading each
That's all.
they'd be reading their own thoughts. Right? See, because the other fella would be thinking. He'd be
Let me massage my knuckles a bit with your face, eh? Come and fight nicely, so I don't have to start making insults about your kin.
Henry, sit down and join us.
Come and fight nicely, so I don't have to start making insults about your kin.
Ah, come on, it's time I had a throw.
Think you can take me or not?
Great. Only 3 people at the table. No one expecting me to tell some entertaining anecdote from my travels.
Come and fight nicely, so I
it
don't
easy.
have to start making
Fix your
insults
eyes on
about
your
your kin.
Like that time in my helmets. Remember how you let on you didn't see that tavern?
That's it.
Lovely black hair she had. Like a raven.
Let me massage
Cursed
my
luck!
knuckles a bit with your face.
Talks to you. You kept your mouth shut and stared at the table. Didn't say a word. Quiet as the grave. I wonder what her name was.
I'll give you a chance to show what you're made of.
Henry, sit down and join us.
Come and have a bit of a punch up, Henry. A bruise or two will put some colour in your cheeks. Think you
If
can
I was in
take
your
me
shoes,
or
I'd
not?
pass while the going is good.
Come and have a bit of a punch up, Henry. A bruise or two will put some colour in your
This'll be the
cheeks.
one.
that I still like you.
That's it.
You're like a big brother. Actually, you could be my real brother. If possible. You could be my brother.
We'll see.
Come and fight nicely.
Now I'm for the chop.
Making insults to your kin. Don't give a damn fuck. What anyone think? Right, Daniel? I mean, brother? Let us think what they like. Think you can shake me or not? Right, brother? You like me too? Yeah. First, I like it.
Sacra! I can't believe it!
Let me massage my knuckles a bit with your...
Not too serious. They left us some damn good booze here. And as my old man used to say, the fire of battle must be quenched. Of course, the only battle he was ever in was with Ma. But still, it fits. Anyway, I hope you'll drink with us.
We shouldn't be doing that.
Doing what?
This. Drinking and eating. This stuff belongs to the people from the mill.
You see any people from the mill? They're all shitting themselves with fear somewhere in the woods. Leave off the preaching, grab a tankard, and booze like a normal bastard. Or I'll send you back to Radzig in disgrace.
Suppose I invite you to the tavern instead.
No offence, Henry, but I doubt you could afford it.
Oh, I mean it.
Are you serious? You pay for us, just so we...
Exactly.
Fuck me! Quite the good Samaritan, aren't you? And I thought you...
What do you say to the...
It'll take... Very magnanimous.
Thanks.
You're welcome. It's a pity there...
God be with you, Henry.
I hope
God be with you.
Yeah.
I'm at your service, sir. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Good morning.
I'd like to.
Uh-huh.
Ah.
God be with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come here. I want to ask you something.
What's it about?
Ah, Henry, the very man I wanted to see. I heard you got the ring from Dangler and gave it to the...
Maybe.
Let's not beat around the bush. I could use your... I think the stone has had the ring long enough.
I'll help you.
I want to steal the ring from the stone while he's asleep. But that fella sleeps with one eye open. He needs a... And I've got a feeling you're the kind of man who knows how to arrange that kind of thing.
Sure.
Great. I knew I could count on you. And if you happen to come across that ring...
I've got that potion.
I hope not. Babies have a tendency to shut them.
Can we set out?
Sure. We'll head towards Sasau today. Jakey heard at the tavern in Ledechko that someone there saw...
You think they could be Hagen?
Maybe, maybe not. It's enough that they're not local. Could be the escort of...
Jakey, go and scout ahead. Don't want us running into any surprises. See if there's a good spot for us to camp.
Right, Chief.
What's the matter with Jakey? No back talk.
I gave him a swig of schnapps at supper. Perhaps it made a man of him overnight.
Or that boar piss of yours took away his will to live.
Zastubi devite potoki vina, nes venis nes semezis viva, nes venis nes escas eslavi, citali piem nes tevainam havi. Hey! Gestia citale plemeno hadi, husti exovia bona gesradi.
Kurwa! Brother, where are you? All right, Henry. I'm coming, brother. Sucker! Catch the horse!
We're on the river bank.
We have to get back to the bank, quick, before they cut us off. Back away, McCain! At them!
You fucked up there.
Fuck!
Kurwa!
Finish you off. Go left! To the woods! We'll lose them there!
What now?
I don't know. They could be lying in wait for us anywhere. Someone must have snitched on us. We should split up and get the fuck out of here.
So every man for himself?
Just so.
But you think it was one of the band who betrayed us?
Look around for yourself. Who's missing? Jakey. That's who. I sent him on ahead, and he knows which way we're going. That little fucking Judas! When I get my hands on him, he'll rue the day he was born.
I'll try and track him down. He can't be too far away.
No, it's too risky. He could have Hagen's people all around him. All we need to do is get out of here in one piece.
The pig turns up willingly for the slaughter.
Who's there? What's that? What's going on there?
What are you doing here? Jesus Christ!
No!
You should have fucked off while you had the chance. What's that?
Hey. Well now, look what's come crawling out from under. I'm going.
I'm
May the
honored.
Lord watch over you, Henry.
Good luck then.
Yeah.
God bless. Goodbye.
God be with.
I'm interested.
So what are you?
Proper bath. And my clothes need washing.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied.
God be with.
Yeah.
Henry!
Let me get...
Yeah. You gave it... That's a shame. I had my eye on it.
Sorry.
Look here. If you could get it back from him and bring it to me...
Sounds fair. I want that ring.
Ha! First he brings me the ring.
Well, those are the rules of the...
True enough. Only I did the sensible thing and hid it carefully. It's not so much about the free booze. I'm just a But just to make things interesting, here's a wee clue for you. Find the dead standing among the living and turn your eyes heavenwards.
I want that...
Ha! First he brings me the ring, then he wants it back.
Well, those are the rules of the game, right?
True enough. Only I did the sensible thing and hid it carefully. It's not so much about the free booze. I'm just a competitive bastard by nature. But just to make things interesting, here's a wee clue for you. Find the dead standing among the living and turn your eyes heavenwards.
I want that ring. I believe you still have it?
Ha! First he brings me the ring, then he wants it back.
Well, those are the rules of the game, right?
True enough. Only I did the sensible thing and hid it carefully. It's not so much about the free booze. I'm just a competitive bastard by nature. But just to make things interesting, here's a wee clue for you. Find the dead standing among the living and turn your eyes heavenwards.
I'm looking for that ring for your brother. Stefan had it...
No doubt he wants to keep it safe from drunken...
Well, takes one to...
Me? No.
Ah, you know something. Where he hid it. Birds? Some... You can't tell me any more? I've got the ring.
Kuno, here!
Thanks. I see you.
Thank Christ. Someone up there must like us.
Oh, someone up there.
Yeah, right.
So we'll go patrol.
We will, but not you.
What? Why not?
I found out where Jakey is. I want you to grab him and beat everything he knows about Hagen out of him.
Well, that sounds like a good plan.
For one thing, you're reliable. And for another, you're not likely to wring his neck on...
Where is he hiding?
He isn't, the little shit. He's drinking away his 30 pieces of silver in some alehouse, bold as brass. The inn on the meadow, or something like that.
The inn in the glade?
Yeah, that's the one.
What are you going to be doing in the meanwhile?
We'll go on patrol as normal. It could be a trick, you see, to lure us into a trap.
But what if they're waiting to spring a trap on me?
It could well be, Henry, so you should be very careful. But one thing's for sure, Jakey won't be there forever.
I'll get going then.
Go. And when you find him, deal with him however you see.
Right, Chief.
How are you?
I'm looking for a young fella by the name of...
A cheeky-looking stripling.
That'll be him, all right.
Well, I don't like to snitch on my guests. It ain't good for business.
Thanks, Andrew.
Well, I was gonna throw him out on his ear at first. He strolls in here like some... But then, he showed me the weight of his person. He stayed here a couple of days. Yesterday evening, he was boozing here.
To the woods?
Someone said they saw them heading south across the meadow. There's pine woods there and cliffs, and that's where the girl's father was here with her, a merchant. As soon as he noticed she was gone, he went off to look for her. You might meet.
All right. Have you heard the late?
One or two things. That wily fox is giving you the runaround, eh? Always wants.
That sounds like a...
You've got to admit, he's pulled up a neat trick.
You're not an easy man to figure...
No. Good luck.
Young man, come over here.
I hope I can be of help.
What's going on here?
Marie, my daughter's run away. That's what's going on. Some people at the inn said they saw her running this way with some fellow. And not far from here, I found...
I see.
I would, of course. Only, they said and I've got a horse and wagon here. I might get...
Well, she's your daughter.
The thing is, it's not the first time she's done it. But I've got to carry on to Sternberg, and she's no...
Ah. We have something in common. I'm looking...
What? You...
A little.
Is he dangerous?
I'd be very worried in your shoes.
Jesus Christ! Jakey, you say?
No, that's what makes him so dangerous. I can have a look for your...
You do that?
Of course. Helping my neighbour in his hour of need.
Thank you.
You said you found her scarf here somewhere.
Yes. Right past the shrubbery there. hanging on a tree. God be with you.
Looks like Hansel and Gretel went this way. Raymant's on the rocky outcrop, so it seems.
Please untie me.
I'm glad you're here, Henry. I thought I'd be stuck here till Judgment Day.
What the fuck are you doing here?
I picked up this wench at the inn, see? And we wanted to go somewhere quiet. Only the bitch whacked me on the head with a rock and fucked off with all my coin.
Did she now? And which way did she go?
I haven't a clue, but I reckon as far away from her father as she can get. She won't be going back in a hurry. I've met some mad wenches in my time, but that one was a piece of work. She could have just asked me for coin, instead of trying to smash my skull right away, and then to leave me like this.
I say that's the pot calling the kettle black.
Listen, Henry, that thing with Hagen, I didn't want to, really. But they kept threatening me. And then they offered me coin. Jesus, Henry, I've never seen a pile of coin like that in my life. Kuno wouldn't give me as much as half a groschen for a cheap wench.
Yeah, my heart bleeds. Enough. Tell me where I can find Hagen.
Hagen? Lord Zul? Yeah, I'll tell you, Henry. We're still mates, right?
Mates? After you dropped me and the others in the ship? You know we could have all been killed at that ford.
Jesus, I know, Henry. I'm sorry, truly. But look here. If I tell you where to find Zul, you'll let me go, right?
Let you go? That rock must have really scrambled your brains.
Henry, I'm really sorry. I swear. Those fellas scared the wits out of me.
I can believe that. But why didn't you tell us about it? You didn't have to betray us.
I don't know. I was confused. Please, let me go.
First, tell me where Hagen is, and then we'll see.
I won't say anything as long as I'm tied up. I know how that goes. I'll be left here for the crows.
Why did you have to betray Kuno? You could have just taken the money and done nothing.
Yeah, just like Kuno would do. You've only been with us a while. If you'd been riding with him as long as I have, you'd see through him. He passes himself off as an angel of mercy, but he's as much of a swine as any common footpad.
He's no angel, true enough. But that's no cause for betrayal.
You wouldn't be saying that if he treated you the way he treats me.
I know what you mean, Jakey. Kuno's no...
Yeah, right? But...
Because Kuno's on my side. I didn't pick him, and maybe Sir Radzig wouldn't have either if he had a choice. But one thing I know. If you don't tell me where Hagen is, more innocent people will suffer.
I suppose you're right. Hagen's planning to raid some village. Samapesh, I think? He's gonna go there in person, so... Are you gonna...
I'll untie you, all right? And take you where you belong.
What? What are you...
To jail.
But you can't.
We didn't agree on anything. What's happening?
Like I said.
It wouldn't by any chance have to do with the ring I got.
Ha! How do you...
Put it down to my amazing...
So, are you gonna get it for me? It won't be...
No.
Great. Best thing is just to pinch it.
I want that ring.
That's
No, I'm
good for you.
But come on. How about fight?
Not in the mood for it, sorry. Besides, I'm looking...
Boozing is a...
What are you trying...
You're a drunken good-for-nothing. Just like your brother.
Don't you insult my...
Or what?
Or I'll give you...
Oh, I thought you weren't in the mood for...
You just put...
Ow!
Kunda! Yo! Goddamn! Ow! Ow! You're going to cry now. Jesus Christ. Oh, this will be it. Go! Oh. Ah. Fucking hell! Gone weak at the knees, have you? Way off! Ow! Ow!
I got the... Brilliant! Yanwell, here, have this for your trouble.
I found Jake. Spit it out. Zul plans to raid Sam.
I see.
I took him to the Ratai jailhouse.
What will happen to him?
That's up to Sir Radzig. Considering what he did, he'll be lucky to get out of it alive.
I'm not so sure. Radzig always had a soft touch. Saddle up now.
All right.
There they are. I can see Zul's colours. It seems they want a parley, sir. Parley, eh? Right then. Let's parley.
God be with you, Sir Kuno.
My respects, Sir Hagen.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure since the siege of Lansenbach, wasn't it?
An age ago that was. In those days we fought under the same banner.
We did. And even today, we may yet part friends. After all, my quarrel is not with you, but with Coppola.
The thing is, your quarrel with Lord Coppola is my affair, since he tasked me with keeping order in his lands. And you, Hagen, you are disturbing that order.
No offense, sir, but you are just a mercenary whose main concern is keeping order in his purse. My dispute with Radzig Coppola concerns a higher ideal. Coppola shamed my family over a trifling misdemeanor. He hanged my father, razed our castle to the ground, gave our property away to his family and cronies. And for that, I demand just retribution. But you don't have to stand in my way, Kuno. I'm well aware why you serve Radzig. You owe him a favor. And from what I've heard, it's not the first time you've had to pay him back. It won't be the last either. The fact of the matter is, you fight Coppola's battles for him, and you've little or nothing to show for it. If you accept my offer, on the other hand, you can ride away from here a rich man. What do you say, sir?
Kuno, you can't do it.
You're making a common mistake, Henry. There's a difference between what a man can't do and what he ought not to do. In this case, the difference is the size of Hagen's offer.
Have you no honor at all? To sell yourself to the highest bidder?
The only bidder. Radzig never offered me a groschen.
Because you owe him a favor.
And this is the third time I've had to pay him back. My conscience is clean.
Tell me, Kuno, what do you think makes a good mercenary?
If I knew that, I'd have a marble palace in Florence. I'd sit all day on a golden throne, drinking wine. But I suppose for a start, he should be skilled in warfare.
Oh, that's how you see it. But what about those who enlist your service? What they value is loyalty and fulfilling your duty. A mercenary who turns after coin like a vane after the wind isn't worth his salt.
An eloquent speech, but like I said, I've paid Radzig back quite enough. So if you don't mind, I'll take that pile of coin and fuck off.
And then what? Do you think anyone will ever hire you again after they hear of this?
With that much money, I won't have to worry about that for a while. Anyway, everyone will understand how things really stand.
Do you really think Sir Radzig and others like him will share your interpretation of mercenary's honor? Not a chance. Everyone will see you for the swindler and turncoat you are, and Sir Radzig and I will make damn sure you won't come out of this smelling of roses.
Are you threatening me?
Call it what you like.
Fine. It seems you have learned something after all.
You'll stay then?
Obviously.
Well, it didn't seem so obvious to me.
Come on now, Henry. Don't take offense. And let's go and deal with Hagen.
It's true, Sir Hagen. This is not the first time I've paid Radzig back. Nor will it be the last. But then, he did save my neck from the noose. So I'll be long beholden to him. I'll make no bargain with you. But I will take your silver.
You would fight me? You're a damned fool.
I've no wish to fight, but neither do you. Otherwise you wouldn't have tried to buy me off. So it seems that we're evenly matched. Let's see who fortune favors.
So be it. Miss.
Well, that's that. Good work, lads. Ha ha! Whoresons! Well, now it's time for a drink.
God's sake. Good luck then.
God! Goodbye.
Can we do some?
Well.
That's.
How was it?
Good luck to you.
Cabbage! Cabbage! Green cabbage!
Would you believe it?
Greetings.
Sir, we got rid of Zool.
Finally, some good news.
We caught up with Hagen in the fields near Merhoyed, and there was a skirmish. It was a tough fight, but in the end, we were victorious. Hagen fell.
Good. That's good news, Henry. Any losses on our side? Kuno's men?
Some of Kuno's men fell.
I'm sorry to hear that. Such is a mercy. Anyway, you deserve a... And thank you, Henry. Once again...
Ah, thank you, sir.
Don't be so modest, lad. Since that catastrophe at Skalitz, I don't have many people left that I can rely on. Best go and rest now.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Yeah.
God watch you. Good luck then.
Yeah.
I bet you.
Yeah.
How about it, Henry? Can we go? Are you...
Of course. At last I'll get...
Quite. Let's get to it then. I finally have the feeling we're doing something worthwhile. We're helping to save the king.
Instead of saving his drunken majesty, I'd rather find that whoreson who murdered my parents, get the sword back from him, and skewer him with it.
Cheer up, Henry. I have a feeling you'll get your chance one day, and it won't be long in coming. Forward, men! Audentes fortuna juvat!